In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to crochet the wattle stitch, which is a beautiful, dense, modern looking stitch. You are going to need your selected yarn. Today I'm going to be using Yarn and Colours Fabulous range, which is a beautiful yarn. It is a cotton and acrylic blend and it is a chunky yarn, so I'm going to be using a 6.5mm, but whatever yarn you're using, just check the yarn label to see what crochet hook it recommends. You will also need a pair of scissors and a darning needle. So you want to begin by creating your slip knot, and you can do this in whichever way you prefer. Go ahead and insert your crochet hook, and we're going to begin by creating our foundation chain, and this foundation chain is going to be worked in multiples of 3. So you're going to grab the yarn and pull through, grab the yarn, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through. So that's 3. And then you would just keep repeating this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, until you get to the width of the project you want to make. So go ahead, pause the video, work your chain and meet me back once you're ready. So I've done my foundation chain and I've done a chain of 15 just for this sample piece. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start our first row. So for this we're going to skip the first 2 chains and then work into the 3rd chain, and we're going to do a double crochet. Remember, I'm working in UK terms, so a double crochet in the US is known as a single crochet. So we're going to go ahead and work into that 3rd chain, 1, 2, 3. Now I do have a tutorial where I talk about which chains to work into. If you are just practicing, just starting out with crochet, I would recommend you go into this chain just here, but I'll leave a link in the description box below explaining which chains you can work into to make this base chain look a little bit more neat and tidy. So you want to insert your hook into the chain, grab the yarn and pull it through. You'll have 2 loops on the hook, and then yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook. We're then going to chain 1 and we're going to work into that same chain that we've just worked into, and we're going to do a treble crochet. So in the US this is known as double crochet. So you're going to yarn over and insert your hook into that same chain, grab the yarn and pull it through. You will have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. We're now going to skip 2 chains and then do exactly the same thing into the 3rd chain. So straight into the chain, grab the yarn, pull it through. You'll have 2 loops on the hook, and then yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook, chain 1, and then do a treble crochet into that same chain. And this is what you're going to do all the way along. So you're going to skip 2 chains and then work into the 3rd chain with a double crochet, a chain 1, and a treble crochet. So pause the video and work your way until you have 3 chains left, and then come back and I'll show you how to finish off this row. So I've worked my way all the way along that chain and now I have 3 chains left. So rather than skipping 2 and working those same stitches into this last stitch, what you're going to do is yarn over and insert your hook. And we're going to do a half treble crochet, which is a half double in the US. Grab the yarn and pull it through like you would do a treble, but you're actually going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops on the hook, and that just finishes off that row. So we're going to move on to row 2. You want to chain 1 and turn your work. And what we want to do is locate the chain space from row 1. So we're going to skip the top of this half treble here. We're going to skip this treble from row 1 here, and then you can see this is the chain 1 space. So we have the treble, the chain 1 space and the double. So you want to do a double crochet, chain 1 and a treble crochet. You're going to locate the next chain 1 space, so we skip this double crochet, we skip the treble crochet, and then we find the chain 1 space. So double crochet, chain 1 and treble crochet. And then you would just do the same thing, so you're going to skip the double crochet, skip the treble crochet and work those stitches into the chain 1 space. Work your way all the way along into the last chain 1 space and meet me back once you've done that, and I'll show you how to finish off this row and move on to the next. So I've now finished my row 2 and I just need to do the last stitch at the end, and we're going to do a half treble crochet again. And what you're going to do is you're going to find this stitch here from the previous row, and then just below that you have the turning chain. So you want to yarn over and insert your hook into that turning chain, grab the yarn, pull it through, and then yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops on the hook. We're going to chain 1 and turn, and this row is the same as the last and will be the same for every row going forward. So I'll just show you again and then show you how to finish off this row, because it will be slightly different. You're going to do a double crochet into that chain 1 space, chain 1 and then treble crochet all in the same space. Skip the double crochet, skip the treble crochet and then do your double crochet, chain 1 and treble crochet all into that chain 1 space. So go ahead, do that, and then I'll just show you where to place your last stitch at the very end of this row. So I have finished my row 3 and I'm going to do my half treble crochet into the end to finish off the row. So last time we did it into the turning chain. This time what you want to look for is the very first stitch that we did in row 2, and then just next to that we have a little stitch just here, and that is where you're going to do your half treble into. So it's actually the turning chain that we're going to do it into, just looks slightly different. So I'm going to add a few more rows to this piece so that you can start to see what it will look like. Okay, so here's what it looks like with a few more rows, and to finish off I'm just going to chain 1 and snip off my yarn and then pull that all the way through, and there we have it. So this is just a really nice pattern which gives a gorgeous texture, quite a modern looking stitch. This would look good in blankets, or if you wanted to make a shawl which didn't have so many holes in, for example. I love these kind of dense stitches. I just think they are really nice and modern, and they just look beautiful. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all of my latest videos, and click that bell button if you are already subscribed so that you can see when my new videos go live. You'll get a little notification. But thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you again next time. Bye!